Imagine this. In the heart of ancient Mecca, a man stands completely alone against the entire world. The wealthiest, most powerful woman in Arabia gives up her palace, her fortune, and her life for him. She becomes his rock, his first believer, his only wife for 25 years. Then, in the darkest hour, after years of starvation and exile, she slips away forever. The Prophet Muhammad buries his beloved Khadija with his own hands, and the world watches as the strongest man on earth weeps like never before. This is the heart-wrenching story of love, sacrifice, and unbreakable faith. From the bustling streets of New York to the sunny coast of California, from Texas ranches to Florida beaches, brothers and sisters in America, where in this beautiful country are you watching from right now? Drop a comment below and let us know. Your voice matters in this ummah. Study script, Khadija aur Eki ka Muhammad Kiki. In the ancient city of Mecca, long before the world knew the name Muhammad as the final messenger of Allah, there lived a remarkable woman named Khadija bint Khuwaylid. She was no ordinary lady. Born into one of the noblest families of the Quraysh, she was known far and wide as the Princess of Quraysh, a successful merchant whose caravans rivaled those of entire tribes. Twice widowed, she had chosen to remain independent, managing her vast wealth with intelligence and dignity. People called her Al-Tahira, the Pure One, for she never worshipped idols and lived a life of honor in a society drowning in ignorance. One day, her eyes fell upon a young man named Muhammad ibn Abdullah. He was 25, honest beyond measure, and known throughout Mecca as Al-Amin, the Trustworthy. Khadija, who was 40 at the time, hired him to lead her caravan to Syria. When he returned with double the profit and stories of his impeccable character, something stirred in her heart. She sent her friend Nafisa to propose marriage to him. Muhammad, surprised yet honored, accepted. Thus began a marriage that would change history forever. For 25 beautiful years, their home was filled with love, peace, and growing faith. Khadija gave birth to 6 children, 2 sons, Qasim and Abdullah, who sadly passed away in infancy, and 4 daughters, Zainab, Ruqayya, Kulthum, and the beloved Fatima. Muhammad never took another wife during Khadija's lifetime. She was his everything, companion, confidant, and protector. Then came the night that shook the world. In the cave of Hira, the angel Jibril descended upon Muhammad with the first revelation. Iqra, read. Terrified and trembling, he rushed home to Khadija. Cover me, he cried. She wrapped him in a blanket and calmed his racing heart. When he told her what happened, she did not doubt for a moment. Instead, she said, "By Allah, he will never disgrace you. You keep good relations with your kin, help the poor, speak the truth. Allah will never forsake you." She took him to her cousin Waraka ibn Nawfal, who confirmed, "This is the same Namus, angel, who came to Moses. You are the prophet of this nation." Khadija became the very first person to accept Islam, the first Muslim in the entire world. She stood by her husband as he secretly preached the message of Tawhid. When the call became public, the Quraysh unleashed their fury. They mocked him, called him a madman, a poet, a sorcerer. Stones were thrown at him. Insults rained down. But Khadija never wavered. She used her wealth to ransom enslaved Muslims, feed the poor believers, and shield her husband from harm. Her home became a sanctuary for the early Muslims. As Islam grew, so did the hatred. The leaders of Quraysh plotted. They tried bribes, threats, even offers of kingship, all rejected by the Prophet. In desperation, they turned to something crueler. In the 7th year of prophethood, they signed a boycott against Banu Hashim and Banu Muttalib, the clans protecting the Prophet. A document was hung on the Kaaba. No buying, no selling, no marriage with them. No one could trade with them, talk to them, help them. The entire clans, Muslims and non-Muslims alike, were forced into exile in the barren Shabi Abi Talib, a narrow, rocky valley outside Mecca. Here begins the first great twist of suffering. Imagine the wealthiest woman in Arabia, who once commanded grand caravans, now living in a desolate ravine. No food, no water, no trade. For 3 long years they endured starvation. Children cried from hunger. The cries echoed off the rocks, but the Quraysh leaders laughed from afar. Khadija, now in her 60s, gave everything. She spent her entire fortune buying whatever little food could be smuggled in. Secret helpers like Hakim ibn Hizam, her nephew, risked their lives to bring supplies at night, but it was never enough. Dates were divided into tiny portions. Leaves were boiled for soup. The Prophet would tie stones to his stomach to ease the hunger pangs. Khadija did the same. Her once strong body grew frail, yet she never complained. One heartbreaking moment. A young child in the valley wailed for milk. There was none. Khadija held the child close, whispering words of patience, while tears streamed down her face. She turned to her husband and said, "As long as I have breath, I will stand with you." The Prophet looked at her with eyes full of love and pain. "You are the best of women," he told her. But inside, he knew the toll this was taking. Suddenly, after 3 agonizing years, a miracle, or rather, a twist of conscience, the boycott document, eaten by white ants except for the words, "In your name, O Allah," was discovered. Some Quraysh leaders, moved by the suffering of their own kin in the valley, tore it down. The boycott ended. The clans returned to Mecca weak, broken, but alive. But the relief was short-lived. This is the most painful twist. Barely had they settled back into their homes when Khadija fell seriously ill. The years of hardship, starvation, and worry had destroyed her health. She who had once fed the poor now could barely stand. Her body, weakened beyond repair, began to fail. The Prophet stayed by her side day and night, holding her hand, reciting soothing words. In those final days, Khadija spoke softly to her beloved husband. "O messenger of Allah," she whispered, "I am leaving you, but know this, you are the best husband. You never raised your voice at me, never hurt me. I leave behind our daughters. Care for them. And remember, Allah has promised me a palace in paradise made of pearls and gold." The Prophet wept quietly. "You were the first to believe in me when others disbelieved. You supported me with your wealth when others withheld. Allah has given me children only through you." As the illness worsened, Khadija's final wish was simple: to be buried by his hands. On the 10th of Ramadan, in the 10th year of prophethood, 619 CE, at about 65 years of age, Hazrat Khadija breathed her last. The Prophet himself performed the ghusl, shrouded her with his own cloak, and carried her to Jannat al-Mu'alla. With trembling hands, he lowered her into the grave. As the earth covered her, he stood there, broken. The companions later said, "We did not see the Prophet smile for months afterward." Only weeks later, another blow, Abu Talib, his uncle and protector, also passed away. The year became known forever as Aam al-Huzn, the year of sorrow. Without Khadija's comforting presence and Abu Talib's protection, the persecution intensified. The Prophet faced stoning in Taif, loneliness, and greater danger. Yet, even years later in Medina, he never forgot her. Once, when Khadija's sister Hala visited, resembling her so much, the Prophet jumped up in emotion, his face flushed. "It is as if Khadija has returned," he said, tears in his eyes. When his wife Aisha once spoke jealously about Khadija, the Prophet became angry. "No, by Allah, Allah has not given me better than her. She believed in me when people disbelieved. She supported me when people abandoned me. Allah blessed me with children through her alone. Even in paradise, Allah honored her. Jibreel brought glad tidings. O messenger of Allah, Khadija is coming to you a vessel of food from paradise. Convey to her the greeting of peace from her Lord and from you." The Prophet smiled through tears. Allah is peace, and from him is peace. Hazrat Khadija, it was not just a wife. She was the first believer, the mother of the believers, the one who sacrificed everything for Islam. Her death was a wound that never fully healed in the heart of Prophet. But her legacy lives on, a shining example of faith, loyalty, and love. If this story touched your heart, if it reminded you of the sacrifices made for this beautiful deen, then please hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on notifications so you never miss these emotional journeys from Islamic history. Share this with your loved ones and leave a comment. Which part of Khadija's sacrifice moved you the most? May Allah grant us all a portion of her Aman. Ameen.